day so far. Let's bring that down a bit. Pretty nice song, although I don't know what it's from, but okay. Alright, so yesterday I was trying to decide like what else we wanted to do with this prototype game before we move on to the full game. And I think that for now we'll keep working on this at least for the rest of the week. So I guess 2 more days. And I think today we'll try and make the mod choosing interface on the lobby scene. So let's get started with that. And this will be also good practice because I don't have a whole lot of experience with Unity's built-in GUI system. So we're going to try and learn that today. It's pretty simple though from what I've played around with. Let's see, so okay, so we can't just create it. I thought, oh, here it is, UI. So we'll just have a button that sets up some stuff. Oops, big. Okay. So on Unity's GUI system, they have a canvas, which is kind of like the parent for the entire interface system, and it will you have other parents, objects underneath it, which describe the elements, such as this button. And the event system you can use to do button clicking and things. Okay. And the nice thing about some of this stuff, for example this canvas scaler, is that it'll automatically like resize to the camera or to the actual screen space. So for example, if I change this to free aspect, you can see that the canvas over here is changing size to match the actual screen. Okay, so yeah, this looks pretty good. I'm gonna change the size of the texture, but okay, I see. Alright, so might be a good idea to kind of draw some kind of test, or not test, like a layout to get an idea of what we want to do. Oh. Okay, well, looks like something happened to my Inkscape installation, so I guess we'll just use the sprider. What's the size of the so 1024 by 768. scale it down because that's too big to work with on this program. Okay, so we'll want, I think, first of all, I guess we should see, we need some way to connect with friends, and then a way to choose the active mod. So kind of need two groups here. Oh. It'd be a lot easier if I could use Inkscape, but so let's say this could be like the area to, like the mod list maybe. Well, maybe, let's see. While we're thinking about this, I think I will go ahead and try and download a new version of Inkscape. So let's see, they'll need options to pick, somehow to connect with the other player, and then some way to choose the mod from a list of downloaded mods, and then we'll have to make sure that both players have that mod. And then we'll need an option to like choose what like what the turn order for the players is. Yeah, we can actually pull up, see the lobby choices and see what we have. Okay, so yeah, it's just the mod and the order choice. I guess any other options would be just how you want to connect to your friend. Okay, so that's another thing. So far we've been using, for instance, these buttons up here, but I guess we should see like how exactly we start these things with code. Let's see, look that up right now. So okay, so the host just needs to know which port, and then the client just has to know the IP address of the host to connect to and the port as well. Okay. So that's pretty simple. And then, so yeah, here's the page. All we have to do so we're not going to be using the matchmaking system supplied by Unity, at least for this small game. So let's see. Network server. Setup. Oh, it's listen, not setup. Okay, it's pretty easy. I wonder if we have to do something different to set up a host, which is kind of like a server and client combined into one. See, I don't want to use this head-up display because I want to do it myself. Okay, so it has its own network lobby thing. But I think this is probably for use with a matchmaker, I'm not sure. Does that really show? I guess we can try it out and see what happens. Not really sure how you, for instance, hook your own logic into the lobby manager. So let's see what happens if I just press play. Okay, so it deletes the old manager. Well, we already have so much going with the old system, I don't know if we need to switch it over. But what I really want to see is if we have to call some specific code to create a host. Interesting. Yeah, we'll have to look into that, but it's not really what we're trying to do right now. This is for what they call it host migration, so that if the host... Well, actually, we won't really need this for a two-player game. Because if the host disconnects, I think they can come back and then they just... okay, so yeah, I guess if we will need to do this, I was gonna say because those player could just reconnect and become the host again, but I don't think it works like that. Okay, yeah, this is nice. Okay, well, let's just go with something simple for now. Okay, Inkscape is finally done downloading, so yeah, let me install that real quick. It'll help us prototype the interface a lot easier. Okay. So let's go in. Alright, so some more things to think about for sure. Yeah, actually, I hadn't researched this because I was mostly thinking about doing the mod choosing. So I think, yeah, we'll stick to that for now. And tomorrow maybe we'll mess more with the networking. Okay, so I guess we'll start on the script side of things. We know that we need to get a list of all installed mods, so that would be the shallow mod loader. Alright, so as we have the deep mod loader, which is downloads like all the assets of the mod, and then but the shallow mod loader would just like look in our mod folder, pick out all of the table of contents, and then get the names and versions and things like that for our menu, and then the player can choose which mod they want to load. The deep mod loader is actually part of Unity. Let's see, I don't know. we need to do that because we have to use these loaders and things. Okay, but let's just start on the logic. So, let's see. We can make this a class. So it'll have the public folder name. Oh wait, public string folder name. And like a display name. Public string display version. All this stuff is in the table of contents, so I don't know. Yeah, I guess we should try to keep it separate. Public int numeric version, and then we'll use this to make sure the players have the same version of the mod. Alright, so yeah, this will return a list of mod info. Let's say search for mods, and we'll pass a parent folder. List mods equals new list. So how we'll do this, I think you can, okay, good, Inkscape's done. We'll go back to that in a second. I'm trying to remember how you enumerate through folders. I know that there is some easy way to do it. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty easy. So all you have to do is call, so for each folder in directory, we'll have to get the system IO directory, enumerate. Oh, it doesn't have it? Looking at the description right here on. Okay, so it must not be in Unity. Sometimes that happens. Unity has a few systems, or a few versions behind. Okay, so let me look up specifically for Unity. So you get, okay, so they have this. which is about the same, except just instead of returning an IEnumerable, it returns us an array of strings, so that would be good enough. And then I wonder if this returns just the folder name or if it's the entire path. Let's change this to file path. So how do we get the table of contents? I think, oh right, we call this since we're going to use this so much, we should probably cache the value of this. So let's see. Function. Oh, mistyped there. String, let's see, table of contents loader. Oh, right, and then we'll need to pull this out. Okay, and then we'll just place that here. Alright, so now that'll give us all the information we need for this mod info. So mod info, let's say info. It's new, and then the file path is the path combine parent folder. Yeah, we actually need to pass this up here to the loader too, so alright, so there we go. And then everything else comes out of the table of contents. Version, oh, maybe we should have the author as well. It always confuses me, you have to put commas there. And then, yeah, let's go ahead and add an author. So now we just add this to the list. And then we'd return it. Wait, that was relatively easy. Okay. So now, yeah, let's go ahead and work on, oh, okay, so I just did the same thing, but good enough. File, oh, I want to set this up to the same size as our game in Unity, so pixels 1024,768. Okay. know we need we need some way to, I guess we'll say start game. Then we'll need something down here to, like, say connect to game, or how about join game? So I guess this would actually be first. I think this would be one screen. So yeah, that's pretty simple. Then the next screen, let's see. Yeah, actually let's, so we don't have to have a bunch of different files. Oh, 1024. Oh yeah, it's always in millimeters. 1024. 768. Okay, so yeah, let's change this color so it's a little easier. There we go. So this is like just a mock-up of the very first screen. You'd either decide to join or start a game. And then after that, so if you are going to be the host, wait. So then if you're going to be the host, you just need something, you just need to set the port. And then just some button to actually say startup or something. Start. I don't know. The wording doesn't matter that much right now. Whereas if you are the client, pretty much you'd need the same thing, except you'd also need another field for the IP address. And this would actually say join. Okay, and then I guess down here that'd be something that's, I guess we'll just say for our purposes we'll just say status. And this would, I guess, tell you like if you're trying to connect or how long it's been, things like that. Similarly here, we'd have something that says like waiting for player 2 or something like that. Okay, so then once a player joins, the host to decide. Basically, the host should get to decide the rules, but it might be nice if yeah, he'll need to be able to see player 2's mods at least, so they can make sure that they have a mod in common. So let's see. So I guess first of all, shutter status up here. Maybe you should be able to set a game name, I wonder. That way you could say connected to whoever. We won't go so far to have like actual usernames, but let's see. I don't know if I'll worry about that for now. Might be something fun to add. And then you'll need to choose the turn order. And then you'd have the 3 buttons here for each one. Sometimes the color wheel messes up, seems like. So I got first player first, second player first, so I don't need snapping. And then random. And down here would be the mods. Oh, I thought I duplicated that. It's hard to grab the text sometimes. Okay, so let's see. Then there'll be another window down here that you can scroll through for all your mods. Let's see. Scroll bar. Okay, that's good enough. And then this would just list the names. Oh geez. Let's change the actual font size actually. And then you could, I don't know, mouse over it and a window would pop up, tell you more detailed information. And then your chosen one. Guess let's see. Yeah, and then your chosen one would probably come up here. I guess you'd also need there'll be a couple buttons down here probably. And this would this button probably be reload list or something, so that way if you, for instance, installed a mod while the game was running, you could click this button and it would repopulate this list. And how do we want to show? I wonder, we should maybe have another button. It's like toggle to show only mods that you have in common with your player 2. Because originally I was thinking we'd actually have a whole other window that would show you player 2's mods, but don't know. Well, maybe this window here, I mean this button here can like cycle between your mods, player two's mods, and the ones you have in common. Okay, and then the last thing we'll need something over here. It's like a ready button. And then we'll also need something that says like player 2 status. Can't spell. And of course chat would be nice, but it's not something we'll get to in this game, I don't think. Alright, so is there anything else? Alright, well let's make the what player 2 will see. Alright, so player 2 will also have this mod thing, but they won't get to pick one. And they don't get to pick the turn order, they just see. Although it might be fun to let them suggest the turn order, maybe. How would we do that? Oh. Maybe these blue ones would be the second player's suggestions. So similarly we'd have but of course whatever the first player chooses is what's gonna actually be played. And then we'll switch these. Similarly, I think that player 2 could suggest a mod they want. Let's see. Let's see. How do we do that? Is this would be selected, then maybe player 2's preference. A little bigger. Something like this. Okay, so one thing, we need to make it clear like which mod is actually going to be played, and then as opposed to player 2's preference, but I think this is a pretty good point, so let's go ahead and lobby mockup. So now we kind of know what we need to do. Okay, so let's go back to the lobby scene. So right now this is pretty simple, but we're gonna need to expand on it. Okay, so let's go ahead and set up states. I think that will make things easier. So we have none first, and then we know that the first state is either start or join. So what do we want to call that? Maybe pick host or client, and then set up host. Yeah, we should, let's see, this lobby state, I think we'll actually rename this to lobby screen, because it just is going to describe what screen we're on. So pick host or client, set up host, set up client, and then host game prefs, client game prefs. And then after that, once both are ready, you would just transition to the loading scene, which would be completely different. Alright, so this isn't the state anymore, it's actually the screen. So we need to I might just comment this out for now, because we'll still use a lot of this this code, but it's going to need to be pieced out between other objects so this class doesn't get gigantic. So let's see. So I'll just comment it out for now. So how the game, I guess right when we get to the lobby, it would transition right to the first screen, so we don't really need to have like a special handler for what happens before that screen. I'm gonna make a new folder for lobby stuff. Do a namespace as well. And let's move this stuff. Lobby choices can stay in the main space though. Let's see, now some things are gonna complain about that probably. Or just this one. It's just helped me keep the scripts a little bit more organized. Okay, so this would be the host or client screen manager. Okay, and yeah, let's go ahead and make so this would be the host or client, and then all the interface stuff under here we'll hide or show it depending on if we're in the host or client section or screen. Let's change that to there you go, to not perspective. I'll close that, don't save. So basically just need 2 buttons. Make some text. Alright, and just call this, we'll use this as our title screen for now. Huh. Why did it go away when I guess 32 is too big. It's weird. Maybe it's, oh, it's better because the canvas size is not big enough. I think there's a way that you can have the canvas wrap to the text size. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Let's see what happened there is that up on this rect transform there's the width and height, and the width was too small for the text, so that's why it was not showing up. But now it automatically resizes due to this content size fitter. Not sure if there's an automatic way to center, but I guess yeah, there we go, now it's centered. Didn't think about that. Alright, and then let's see. Okay, let's change this to title, try to be descriptive with our names here so we don't get confused later. And this will be start host button. We'll just use the default like textures for now. I'm not gonna worry about trying to make it too pretty. Then we'll need another one, which is the start client button. Okay, so actually this text should be start game. Okay, and I need to pull this over. Then this one will be join game. Alright, and so I'm just gonna press play and see what happens. Alright, yeah, obviously we're not hooked into the events yet. See, there I was actually using the button, or the keyboard. It's nice that they set that up automatically. Yeah, over here you can see how it works. That's cool. Okay, so now I'm gonna refresh my memory real quick on the event system. Or the Unity GUI button press event. I don't want to watch a movie right now, Unity. Okay, so yeah, that's pretty simple. It's actually almost exactly like our system for messengers. You just get a reference to the button and then you can add a listener. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. Let's try and make something generic. Oh, that shouldn't be there. It should be here in Unity. Button, click, message. Set the namespace. And then how this works, so have a reference to the button, and then we'll also component key. Then here, oh, still not used to it automatically making that method for me. Let's see, so button, on click, add a listener. Well, let's go ahead and grab. Well, the messenger might not have been instantiated yet, so game link, game get component, or actually be scene components probably. Scene components, get component. Let's be a plain messenger, and then message key. Okay, so now, yeah, just whenever we click the button, it should call this message. So let's see. We'll need 2 messengers here. Let's see, simple scene. So we'll need 1 messenger for each button. Register component. See, in the key, we'll make a new one. Component keys. Say lobby. Actually, so we don't. I have a better idea. So we don't litter all the game components with a bunch of messengers for the buttons. I'll just change this to the lobby button click. And then in the lobby scene, we'll create another component list. And then all it will do is we'll register it to the scene components. And it'll just basically be like a child component. Alright, and then in the lobby, we'll add another item here. Let's say, I guess it's just an enumeration. Okay, so for instance, we'd have the, let's see, choose to host, button press, choose to join, button press. Those are the 2 we need for now. Alright, and then here, go ahead and add those components. The only bad thing about this is that it'll make this little line to add the components a little more like more involved than before, but I think it will be worth it. That's a bit long, but in fact, why don't we just pull this out? so we don't have to call this twice. Okay. Alright, we're almost ready to tie everything together. Let's see, so we got the button click, we need to rename that to lobby button click. Oh, where is it? Right here. Okay, so I think that we might be able to guarantee that all these messengers have been created already, so we can try it right here anyway. So messenger equals, let's grab this out. So we actually need to get component keys first, or wait, component registry. And that is the int lobby GUI messages, and then we get another component. Okay, and so now we just add the messenger send. Okay. Yeah, so now before we go any farther, let's go ahead and add these. Okay, so yeah, so why don't we should have it that if button is 0, alright, if button is null, then it will just use itself. Or try and get the component from itself, I mean. And then this isn't a component key anymore, it's actually the GUI. Oh. Oh, I don't actually use the lobby thing. Moddable chess, logic, lobby. So GUI comp keys. Wait, and you saw this list is super long right now, but luckily it's gonna shrink a lot more. This is actually the join, so this one's host. Okay, so now I know that in this lobby scene I need to call new host or client screen manager. Alright, now I think we're finally ready to run it. Let's see if we get any null errors. Okay, good. So I know nothing's really happening, but the messengers are firing. We can tell because it's not giving us any errors. Yeah, why don't we go ahead. Might as well add a listener. Simple listener, and we'll just debug log. Okay, we'll use the Beluga debug. Beluga debug log. Let's say host Button pressed. Oh, one too few parentheses. And then this is join button pressed. Let's just see if they print. Oh, well, they both. That's interesting. Oh, no, it's not. I forgot to change this key right here. Okay, so yeah, host button pressed and join button pressed. Good. Okay, so yeah, now let's go ahead and deploy on host button. What is it? Network.
This hardcore piece of audio has been brought to you by Beatlock and Nextcaller.
Okay, so we basically need to start a network or start a server and then at the same time create a client. Let's see, what was the... Oh, it was network server. Okay. So what is the... I wonder what the default port is, because I'll just leave it how we've been testing it. Okay, so it doesn't actually say here, but... Oh right, so yeah, if we start doing all that, it will throw errors because we commented out all that code at the beginning. I guess I don't think the host or the port actually matters. So yeah, let's just use 1000, I suppose. Oh, actually here, we don't actually connect right here. We need to transfer to that other screen. Okay, so let's see. I will do that. Register component. Let's see. Lobby screen. Okay, and then I need to get a reference to it right here. Simple state machine. screen, and then yeah, right now we'll just set the state to the pick hoster client. Then once the on host button is pressed, we would transition to the other screen. Just set up host. Similarly, set up client here. Oh, that's not how you spell join. Still not how you spell join. Alright, so let's change this. On join button. Actually, I think I'll move this out because I shouldn't assume that it gets to set the screen. I'll set it down here after everything's been initiated. Lobby screen. Screen, not scene, please. Okay. Oh, just a sec, my throat's really dry all of a sudden. Alright, that's better. Okay, let's see, so yeah, we need also something in Unity. Let's see, lobby scene screen switcher. This is in Moddable chess, and this will basically just switch out our activate and deactivate. Yeah, these should. Yeah, all these should move to be a parent of that, or a child of that. And it'll activate or deactivate all these objects to show the certain screens that we want. That'll be good enough for now. We won't worry about like fancy fading transitions and things. Let's see, so serialize field. So private. This would be host or join screen. Oh wait, not void. It's a game object. This is should be a mono behavior. Okay, so now we need to register a listener for that state machine. And what is it? Component keys. Yeah, not using that namespace yet. And then it's lobby screen. And then we want to get something on the enter state messenger. Simple listen int. Let's see, on screen enter. So like I said before, we're just going to activate and deactivate these objects. If we have time afterwards, we can try to fade them in and out, but yeah, it's already 5:20, so. So yeah, how do we do this? I guess host join screen, set active, and it would be active if the screen equals lobby screen dot pick host or client. Okay, I'll just say on screen enter 0. Oh no, if I shouldn't do that. Let's see. Actually, I think we need to actually keep a hold of it. Because we should not rely on receiving the screen that way. So let's see, lobby screen, current equals screen dot state. Oh, that's an integer, so let's. Oh right, I thought it would throw an error. I was surprised it didn't at first. And then we'll just re-register back here. Oops. Just use a lambda to throw away that argument. And this way we can refresh right now and set up the right screen for when we're first called. Okay, so now what should happen is when we press one of these buttons, basically everything here will disappear. Okay, well thanks for cooperating, Unity. Let's see, what was the problem? Oh, no big problem. I just forgot to. I could just add it up here. I think I forgot to add the screen switcher object. Okay, there we go. So now let's go ahead. I'm going to test something. I wonder if it will mess up if we start with that off. Okay, no, it seems to work. That's good. Because it's a lot easier to work with the game if you can turn these on and off as needed. Okay, so we'll just copy this for now. I'll call this start host. Oh, jeez. There we go. Oh wait, that's not the text, that's just the name of this component. Alright. Okay, so let's see. I wonder, I'm not sure if there's a built-in, oh, input field, great. So, I'm not sure what the max port value would be, I'll just set 6 for now. And then you move this up. We'll need another text. Which is port label. Let's make this 24. Let's make it the same size as the buttons actually. 14. Alright. And then this button would be, let's say, start button, and then we need another button, which would be back button. Let's see, back. It should be flipped probably actually, but we're just worrying more about functionality instead of looks at the moment. And then we need one other title. Let's see, status. Okay. So yeah, let's go ahead and add some of the component keys we'll need. Choose start host, press. I guess we don't have to start everything with that. Let's see. Button. Host. Cancel, press, and then we'll need host port, change. Okay, and then let's add, or not add, but edit these down here. Alright, and then this we need to add some other little script. Something new. Zoo, lobby, input, field, messages. You can just copy and paste this basically. Oh, that was wrong. Right, that's what we wanted. And then change button click to input field. Okay, so now we have the input field here. Let's change that to field, just to look better. Right. Right, so I think they have on, oh, they have a lot actually. So on value change, on value changed, on end edit. Oh, that's deprecated, okay. So we want Okay, I see. So this is, yeah, we'll need to actually set this up because we only want it to include, we only want you to be able to type numbers. Okay, read only. Yes, we want on value changed. So yes, this will actually be a string. Let's name this to value change. So you might also want to have the input end, which would happen when a player presses enter. Yeah, let's see. Okay, and then yeah, we'll need to add some other script. Let's see, input field. Only numbers, I guess. It's fine. Alright, so private. Oh, I don't have to do private there. Input field. Alright, I need to add the Unity Engine GUI to my imports up there. So skit component, input field, and then the field validate input. Update. When we generate the method, it should. Okay. I should look up the documentation on this real quick. Unity input field on validate input just to see how it works. Okay, so basically how it works is that you really only have to check this added character value, and if it's and you return the character to that you actually want to be inserted into the field. So for example, we only want numbers, so could do some ASCII. Okay, so yeah, it goes 0 to 9. Right, so basically, if added char is greater than equal to 0 and less than equal to 9. Oh, that's not how that works. Then we'll return the added char. Otherwise, you return /0, which is basically the null character. Alright, so let's see how that works. Wait, does it not like that? Oh, wrong slash. Alright. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, now we need to add that here. We can add both of those actually. Input field. And that was the lobby. Oh, For some reason the lobby input field is not showing up. Lobby, oh, it's because I spelled this wrong. Right. Lobby input, oh, it's loading again. Okay. There it goes. So we want the host port change. Okay. And now also here on the screen switcher we should add the new field. Serialize field. Object for host start screen. Set active. Let's see, I guess the setup host. Right, so now when we play, oh, I forgot to. Oh, right, and also we need to create some object to instantiate those messages, so let's do that. Okay, so it'd be setup host screen manager. Oh, it's not supposed to be a Unity object, but let's copy this for now. Let's do setup host. Alright, so button host cancel start. Then we need a new one for the text field, host port change, and this is a string messenger. These aren't in here, so okay. So now it shouldn't throw any errors. I just want to test the input field validation mostly. Oh, it does. Oh, right. I always forget this. Sure, everybody was screaming at me. New setup host screen manager. All right. Okay, so now we say start game. Good, and it popped up. Alright, so I'm typing numbers or letters right now and it's not doing anything, so that's good. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, we set 6 as the max. Alright, so all numbers work. But if I type any letter, it doesn't go in, so that's good. One other thing we should probably do. Well, we should have the start host button disable if you enter an invalid port number, which would basically be the empty, but alright, so make a messenger bool, which would be start button enabled. And start button enabled equals new. Oh wait, don't say if. So GUI comps register component. Okay, so this would be button host start enabled. Yeah, command because it's not, because we're actually going to send it. That'd be start button enabled. Okay, so now let's do void or private void on port change. Then we get the string. So yeah, let's do something like that, and then let's see, int new port. Well, actually, we just say if int try parse input out port, and if port. Oh wait. Yeah. So if not try parse. Trying to figure out how to do this, because we only want to send the command when it's changed. So let's see. Yes, now we can see if it's changed. Oh right, it's equal, not minus. And then we just call the start button enabled. Okay, and I guess why don't we go ahead and print out the port. Okay, that looks good. Yeah, we should really. Yeah, so we need to probably also have a way to set the input field value, because really this object should have the default port. So let's make something else. Private string set port field. New. Let's see. Host port set command. All right. Okay, and so now let's go field messages. I guess we can just serialize field. Set key, and we'll just have something else here. So we don't actually need a reference to it. Set key, and then we'll subscribe. Alright, yeah, new simple listener. String, text, and then field. I think you can set it like this. Guess we'll find out. Okay, and so let's just say this default port 1000. And so we start true with has port. So start. So if I was gonna call the set port field right away, but I think if I did that, it actually would not, like, cause the input field wouldn't have subscribed yet. So let's see, I set up, I can't remember what the order of, how the order of these being called, so let's see. Hopefully this will work. That's port. Set port field, send, and it's just port to string. Okay. Alright, and then of course we need to have some script to enable and disable the button. Let's see, maybe just use this script so we don't have to attach some mini. Okay, I think to make this easier, I'll set this none at the beginning. We'll need to go and edit some of this stuff now, but let's see, enable key. So if message key does not equal 0, then we do this. If enable key does not equal 0, yes, please. Then we need to let's see. I guess we should set that here too while I'm looking at it. Message key does not equal 0. This way you could, because you might want to have like a text field that, and you don't care about being able to set the value, I guess. Okay, so we have button click. Alright, I wanted to copy this. This is a bool. Oops. Let's see. Yeah, it's not that enabled, I don't think. Because that enabled us for the actual like button component. And I think that would just hide the button instead of fading it out. Maybe it's a sprite state. Let's see. Okay, no, that's not it. Let me see. Wait, Unity GUI button set button disabled. it keeps giving me things for Unity's old. Okay. Yeah, it's button interactable. Unity used to have an old GUI system, and so it's kind of hard to search for stuff because you get a lot of information about the old system a lot of times. Alright, so let's see how this looks. Wait, one other thing. So hasport should be not string is null or empty, and then it's also able to parse. Yeah, we need to update these buttons now because we shifted all the enumeration values. So the message key is choose to host, choose to join, port change, and then we want set. This is start host, and then we want set for that. Alright. So let's see how this looks. Okay. Lobby button click message start at 28. Oh, is it not a bool? Let's see, it's the enable key. Okay, maybe I set the wrong value, let's see. Oh, I did the port set, yeah. There we go. Okay, let's see. So start. So if I... Okay, so now it's empty. Okay, well it looks like it's still interactable. Right, let's gonna set that to 0 to see if it gets changed. Alright. How do we want to do this? First I'll look and see when setups get called, because I forget. Setup list. Okay, so yeah, that does get, it's before first screen. Okay, so maybe the best way to do this actually, what am I looking for? Yeah, here. Instead of using a messenger, we'll use one of those simple subscribables like we did before. Oh, wait, I think I have a simple bool sub. And then because now we can just set this right now, and then the buttons will, why is it not like that? Oh, it wants a default. so this goes to true. And oh, it doesn't. Should have a default value. Let's see. This value equals default value. Actually, I gotta say pressed. Okay, and then this would just be the port to string. I guess this one would actually be hasPort. So now we don't need this anymore. So now we just need to change this a bit. Right, this is button click. Simple bool sub. State. Right. Is it not like that? Oh, because, yeah. So now we just do enabled state dot. Okay, we do have subscribe already. Let's make another function, private void, refresh enabled. And then button interactable equals. Okay, so I need to pull this out. Private bool sub enabled state. Equals enabled state dot value. Okay, so now it will be able to just look up the value right when it starts instead of having to wait for a message. Simplifies some things for us, and then we'll need to do the same thing here. Simple value sub. Let's see. Say field text. Or field text equals simple value sub. Let's say refresh text. This equals the field text value. Refresh text. Wait, and then we need to just call that function right here, which I think I forgot to do for the buttons. Yeah. Okay, so now, if I didn't forget anything, oh, I did forget something. Okay, yeah, so we don't actually need to, yeah, so we don't need that, and then we also don't need a separate value for that. So hasPort is just, yeah, we probably should keep it separate, I think, because the start button enable does not automatically imply that we have a port, maybe. So value equals hasPort, and then set value equals port. This should technically be true, but actually we probably shouldn't do that because I bet it will cause an infinite loop. Because this is called when the port text changes, and then we're going to try and change it again right there. So let's try this again. Turn chooser. Oh. Start game. Okay, so it's set the port right. And I guess it doesn't display any differently if it's disabled. That's kind of weird. Oh, maybe yeah, it should, the alpha is less, we just don't have anything below it. Let's wonder if it would update right away if I set that. Let's try it. Start button, disabled color. So if it's disabled, we'll just turn it red for now. Okay, so that doesn't actually work. Oh, it still says it's interactable actually. Huh. Let's see, where is that lobby button? Click. Let's just do a little debugging here. Log, interactable. Figures don't want to type today. Enabled state value. Alright, let's see when this is called, or when that message pops up. Interactable true. So it should be false now. Let's see. Actually, that's strange. It's not calling the port either. We're supposed to be getting debug message whenever we change the port. Oh, I think did I not? Yeah, I didn't actually subscribe. So that might be our issue. Register. Oh wait, no, we want to get component. What is it? A messenger. String. An int. GUI comp keys. Oh no. Is it host port change? Subscribe. Simple listener. Then we just plug in the function on port change. Alright. Okay, so now we're getting the port. That's good. So if I... Okay, there we go. So yeah, of course it was something silly, but... Cool. So now I guess we can... Yeah, correctly can't click on it right now. So let's see, private void on cancel press. And then we'll need private void on start press. So all this would do is change the screen again. Equals int lobby screen, lobby screen please. Just 2 E's is good. Go back to pick host or client, and then on start press, see if has port. Then let's see, network server listen. Okay, and so then we just pass the port. Right, so now we need to subscribe to those. So yeah, these are just normal messengers. So button, host cancel, button host, start host. Okay. Alright, so let's see. We also need to do something to change this text, but oh, and look, it worked. Sort of, it worked. Oh, because yeah, we also need to start the client. I don't know. Let's see, what is the code to start a client? Start client. Okay, this is basically what we do. I guess we don't really need that for now, because we set that up other ways. Change this to localhost, and then we'll use the port. Alright, so let's see if that works. Alright, no it didn't. And we see that the port is still 777. Why is that? Alright, well, I'll worry about that later. I'm just gonna work on the GUI for now. Oh wow, it's actually pretty much time to go. But we'll test this cancel. Okay, so that works, right? Alright, well we did finish a couple screens. We kind of learned basically how we'll be working with the GUI, so that's good. Yeah, and thinking about this, there's actually, yeah, before we move on, there's still a lot we need to learn about networking. So I think we'll keep working on this game and at least try to get the netcode perfect. I doubt that will work much on the art or sound, so I'll leave that up to mods. But anyway, hope you all have a good night. Thanks for coming out and watching. And please follow my Twitch channel to be notified when I go live tomorrow. And I'd also really appreciate it if you would subscribe to my YouTube channel so I can get a custom URL. It's one of my big goals right now. But anyway, yeah, we'll keep working on this GUI tomorrow and hope to see you guys there. Thanks again. Bye-bye.